Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for the ACT. We have been solving ACT math problems out of this book here, the official ACT prep guide. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problems that we're about to solve are the ones that you will find on page number 170. Please turn to it, page number 170, and today is our lesson number 8. Very first problem there, it says the length L in meters of a spring is given by the following formula. Number 26. Length of a spring, we are told, is given by this formula right here. 2/3 F plus 0.03, where F stands for the force is applied force in newtons. Question simply is, what is F when L equals 0.18? That's all. All we have to do is substitute this value of the L in the equation here and solve for F. Let's do that, shall we? So here's our L. L is equal to 2/3 F plus 0.03, and we are told that L is equal to 0.18. The very first thing we need to do is to get rid of this 3 from the bottom. How are we going to do that? We can get rid of this 3 from the bottom by multiplying both sides of the equation by 3. Let's do that. Multiply this side of the equation by 3 and multiply this side of the equation by 3. And when we do that, here we have 2/3 times 3, 2/3 times 3 F plus 0.03 times 3. And that equals 18 times 3. How much is 18 times 3? Well, how do I know? I know what 20 times 3 is. 20 times 3 is 60, of course. 23s are 60. Therefore, 18 threes must be, well, 18 is 2 less than 20, so 54. 60 minus 6, 54.54. So here we have 2/3 times 3. If we divide top and bottom by 3, we can get rid of this 3 here, which was the whole point, which is why we multiplied it by 3 to begin with, to get rid of this 3 here. So here we have 2 times F. 2 times F is 2F plus 0.03 times 3 is just 0.09. And that equals 0.54. We want the F by itself, so subtract 0.09 from both sides. So here we have positive 0.09 and negative 0.09, they're going to cancel out, and 2F equals 54 minus 9. Well, 54 minus 10 would have been 44, so 54 minus 9 is going to be 45. 2F equals 45, so how much is F? F is going to be 0.45 over 2. Let's do it here. 0.45 over 2. So there is your 0 and a decimal. How many 2's in a 4? 4 has 2 2's. How many 2's in a 5? 5 also has 2 2's. And the remaining one from the 5 here goes and joins the 0 that is sitting here. And the remaining one goes and joins the 0 and becomes 10. And 10 divided by 2 would be 5. So the final answer is 0.225. 0.225. And that will be answer choice H. Answer choice H says 0.225. And that was it. That was the end of that one. Let's do the next one, shall we? In the next one, we're dealing with the amount of snow on a football field, I believe, and we are told that the snow that is removed from the field is 10,000 cubic feet, which can be written as cubic feet. Question is, what was the depth if L equals 10 plus 100 plus 10 yards and width equals 53.5 yards. Let's find out, shall we? Let me draw the picture here that they give us. Here's our football field, and of course we know we have 10 yards here and 10 yards on this end, so this is your 10, and then from here to here we have 100 yards and then another 10. So that's where we get the whole length. The whole length happens to be 120. That's the part you need to pay attention to. Do you understand? And this side is 53.5. The question is, how deep was the snow? How much snow did we receive, assuming that the snow is spread out evenly on the football field? Let's find out, okay? We need the room, obviously. So 10,000 cubic feet was the total amount of snow that we received, and that has to be the same as the volume of this field, which is going to be, we are going to refer to it as a volume. It's not a two-dimensional anymore, because we have the length, we have the width, and then we have the depth of the snow. So when we say volume of the field here, we're talking about the volume of the snow. The volume of the snow is going to be 120 yards times 53.5 yards times d yards. D is our unknown, D for the depth. You understand? And this is the cubic yard, which is why we get the cubic yard. We get yard times yard times yard, and we end up here yard cubed, 10,000 cubic yard. That's it, we are done. So this cubic yard is going to cancel out with this yard and yard and yard, and no, that yard is not going to drop out, obviously. That yard is not going to drop out, and when we divide both sides, this cubic yard, when you divide it by yard and yard, we're going to get rid of the cube part, and we'll end up with just yard, and that's what depth is here. It's going to tell us the depth of the snow in terms of yard. Let's find out. So it's 10,000, so D is going to be equal to 10,000 over 120 times 53.5. To keep our life simple, I'm just going to ignore the half here. I'm just going to ignore the half. Let's find out what the 120 times 53 is, shall we? Or can we do it right here? 53 times 120. Okay, watch what happens. We're not going to multiply. First of all, notice that I'm not actually multiplying by 120. We're just going to stick a 0 at the end. And secondly, we're not going to do it like a baby. We're just going to multiply by 12. 12 threes are 36. 6 carry 3. And 12 fives are 60. 60 plus 3 is 63. So what we find here is that D happens to be 10,000 over 636. Is this a 10,000 or 1,000? It is a 10,000 cubic yard. Oh, that's right, we have a 0 here. We have a 0 here because we multiplied by 12, not 120. Okay, let's carry on. So what does it tell you? It is 10,000 on the top and 6,000 on the bottom. 10,000 divided by 6,000, the fact that it is 6,360, don't worry about that. 10,000 divided by 6,000, bottom is less than the top, so this quantity is less than 1. It also tells you, that this quantity that we arrived at, well, this quantity here is less than 1. Let's put it here, I need the room. This quantity, 10,000 over 6,360, is less than 1, or rather it is more than 1. It is more than 1. 10,000 divided by 6,000, the top is bigger than the bottom. It is more than 1, but less than 2. This quantity 10 divided by 6, think of this as 10 divided by 6. 10 divided by 6 is going to be more than 1, but less than 2. That's our answer. We're looking for something that is more than 1, but less than 2, between 1 and 2. Between 1 and 2 is the answer, choice B. That's it. How many yards deep was the snow between 1 and 2 yards? That's a lot of snow. 1 yard is 36 inches. That's a lot of snow. Okay. Let's do the next one, shall we? Number 28. We're done with this one. Number 28. Let's take a look. The hypotenuse of a right angle triangle PQR is 16. Alright, so here is your right angle triangle. This is 16, and they're calling this P, Q, and R. Hypotenuse is 16, and we are told that the sine of angle P is 3/5. Sine of angle P is 3/5. Angle P right here. This is angle P here. The sine, which is opposite. The sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse. The side that is opposite to P is this side, which we do not know. I'm assuming that's what they're asking us to find. QR. So that's your x over the hypotenuse, which is 16. And that we are told is 3/5. So we just equate the two and just solve for x. Let's do it. X over 16 equals 3/5. And therefore x is going to be, if we multiply both sides by 16, x is going to be 3 times 16 over 5. There are a couple of ways we can go about it. We can actually do the exact calculation, or we can approximate. Let's do it both ways. 16 divided by 5, 16 divided by 5, it's going to be something more than 3. Just a little more than 3. Something little more than 3 times 3, the final answer is going to be something little over 9. If you can find one answer that's just little over 9, that's what we're looking for. There you go, 9.6 is going to be the answer. It's not going to go all the way up to 12. In order for it to go all the way up to 12, 16 over 5 would have had to be something more than 4. 16 divided by 5 is not more than 4. 20 divided by 5 is 4. This is 16. This is not 3, but it is just a little over 3. Something little over 3. This is how we write it, with the 3 with the plus sign on top, times 3. It's going to be something little over 9, which is answer choice G. Now, if you did not like it this way, if you want to do the exact calculation, it's not a big deal. You can do it here. 16 over 5 if you multiply 16 by 3, 16 has 3 5s, 3 5s are 15. 3 5s are 15, and it has a leftover of 1, and that 1 is being divided by 5. So it's 3 and 1/5 times 5. and that's your 3 1/5 times 3 rather. 3 1/5 times 3, and therefore 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 times 1/5 is 3/5. 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 times 1/5 is going to be 3/5. So it's 9 and 3/5. And 9 and 3/5 is the same as 9.6. Because a fifth is a 0.2, so 3/5 is going to be 0.6. That's all. That was the end for today. I will see you tomorrow. We will continue on the next page. Okay? Bye now.